Kanye West is a disgusting loser, and that has been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt in this new Piers Morgan interview.
I watch what you put out on X. You got 32 million followers, so you're one of the most followed people.
See, wait. Now look right now. You're not gonna take inches off my dick, bro. Like, how many followers do I have?
Well, how many is it?
I think you could do the study. You got a whole staff over there.
I'm told it's 33 million now, so congratulations. You're slightly bigger following than I thought.
No, okay, now you're not taking accountability or responsibility.
You said it. You implied I haven't played your music. Of course I played your music.
This is what you get for now. We can circle back when you can count.
Okay.
So I watched this entire interview, which is frankly not that much of an ask. I mean, because it's only about 3 minutes before Kanye walks off. It's the true Kentucky Derby of acting like a man-child. But in that, you can really tell that Kanye just showed up wanting to walk off of the interview. He was looking for any excuse to, something that even Piers Morgan was able to pick up on.
So it's all just a game, is it? Is that the idea?
I mean, life is a video game, is it?
That was something that Piers probably knew ahead of time because Kanye has walked off of his show before. And so after it happened, he just spent the rest of the interview just arguing back and forth with Sneeko.
Your team asked me to do this. If you want to be Netanyahu light on TV.
Why did Jay stand up like a sniveling little coward and walk away before I could ask him difficult questions?
For the third time, Piers, I don't know if you have a hearing problem, but I'm not going to answer questions on another man's behalf. Okay,
What's on him from me? He's a sniveling little coward. And he's an anti-Semite and a Hitler worshipper.
Just true Jerry Springer levels of television here. But what we did get was...
You know, I'm a gift, bro. Why do all you people in media act like you haven't played my songs at your weddings or graduations or at funerals or when your child was born?
Kanye is making Lil Xan look like Socrates here. So Piers Morgan is a true slime ball, but the fact that he's somehow the least objectionable person in frame for this interview is a true red letter day. I'm sure he must have went home and wrote that in his diary because he's gonna live off those laurels for the rest of his life. But what we saw in here is just like how much of a baby Kanye West is in his current state. The fact that he's one number off on his Twitter following, and that's apparently enough for Kanye to, get up and walk out of the interview, it's just kind of sad because it's so apparent that it was just Kanye doing like the calculus in his head of like, yeah, I guess that this is the appropriate time to crash out and walk off. But if the other reality is true in that like he was just that offended by this mistake, how insecure are you? But what's getting people is just like how much Kanye has fallen from being one of the truly most impressive artists and businessmen in history to now a sniveling little coward who hangs around Sneeko to boost their own ego. And from what it seems like, great value brand Andrew Tate here is just kind of hanging around Kanye to boost his clout a little bit. And it's not coming without a price because every single clip that I've seen from Sneeko, Kanye is just lighting him up. He's just roasting them.
Oh man, I gotta use the bathroom. Where's Virgil's grave? Okay, so, oh my God.
Like he made him shave his head for some kind of like power move, which is, once again, just showing just how much of an alpha male Sneeko is. He's so cool that he just, does whatever the other guy tells him to do so he can, maybe leech a few more Twitter followers off of him.
No lineup's criminal. That's what Ye said, no lineup. Said it's better like just keep it no design.
It's real mega mind behavior to play this 4D chess, big fella, okay? I saw somebody say that Sneeko was trying to get that Cousins treatment. Like, oh God. I imagine for the people who were like actual Kanye haters for like years, this must be the most reassuring thing ever because even in all of the fan communities, they're just clowning on him because it's gotten to the point where there is no defending. He's just actual living meme territory at this point. He's just a lol cow. He's just a literal clown to laugh at, which is something that you have to think about that is going to get even worse, and not in the funny way, with Kanye potentially being named as one of the alleged people in the Diddy case. We'll have to see how that one turns out. Now, anytime any of these Kanye crash outs come up, there's always this conversation that happens about mental health, and I'm going to be fully honest with you. Mental health is very important. if you are in a bad mental state, it can make you do things that you otherwise wouldn't do. However, it's very unclear whether Kanye actually even has any mental condition. He's very murky about that and changes his answers week by week, depending on, you know, how he's just feeling that day, apparently. But the truth of the matter is that even if he does have an extenuating circumstance in that department, having a mental illness does not evaporate the consequences of your actions. If you're blind and you get on a Segway and just, you know, smear a toddler on the sidewalk, it's not an excusable, you know, response to be like, oh, you know, you try driving while blind. You're still responsible for that. Also, you don't even have to have a mental condition when you're habitually using nitrous oxide, lovingly known as hippie heroin. I remember that Steve-O said that, like, out of all the substances that he did, that, like, nitrous was the scariest and most destructive one. And whenever Steve-O says that something's bad, that's like getting advice about how to become a Catholic from the Pope. Like, this is a trustworthy, scholarly source on, like, illicit drugs, okay? We'll just say that much. But this nitrous use has also created some other very interesting headlines, with him saying that it made him racist, which is why he's suing his dentist to get his wife Bianca back. I swear to God, this is the real reporting. That's why Kanye decided to sue the dentist, to show Bianca he is not responsible for his actions. It's so funny that he's, you know, grilling Piers about not being responsible for his actions, but he's, you know, not responsible for his actions.
Okay, now you're not taking accountability or responsibility.
Literally.
Something projection, I guess. But I'm not going to be too mad about this interview because it has given us one of the best headlines of the year with this bad boy. But I'm just truly left with the fact of, like, just how weak of behavior this is. Like, do you imagine that this is a man who could work one shift at a McDonald's? I'm not even talking about up front dealing with the customers. I'm talking about, like, do you think that this is a man who could flip patties for like 8 hours? Because I don't think that it is. But aside from the endless controversy mill that he's become, Kanye is, of course, gearing up for his new album, Cuck. It's getting real hard to separate that art from the artist thing whenever the art is this. This is truly just a moral lesson of, if you don't have the ability to ground yourself, or people around you who will, you know, ground you back down to reality, you can literally just lose your mind. But then again, I don't know, maybe that David Blunt's feature is just really going to save this album. So truly just sad behavior from a sad man. But if you want to feel happy, you can watch this video.